Okay, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay, we will start now. Today, it is the 7th chapter from the 6th NCERT, the new edition. Already, we have covered two major parts we have finished. One is the geography part and the history. In the history, Harappan civilization part was over. Okay, so now we are entering into the third phase of the history. Already I said no, in the entire history we are classifying into the prehistory and the proto-history and the actual history. And overall, we can include the entire history into three major parts: ancient, medieval, and modern. And comes under the ancient, the two major civilization we will discuss. So one is in the Harappan civilization, another one is the Vedic civilization. So before entering into the basic concept which is mentioned in the sixth standard book, some points we will recall. Wait. So let me start from the timeline. What already we have learned. So timeline, just remember. So if I'm say this is the reference point, and here it is a common era, and in the backward direction it is the before common era BCE. Okay, and you know well the Harappan civilization, the flourished between 2000, the matured Harappan civilization around 2600 BCE to around 1900 BCE. Okay, so around 1900 BCE la vandu declination of Harappan civilization, or IVC, or Indus Saraswati civilization decline. And now there are around the 400 years. The history is around wait. Is it visible or not? Whatever I'm writing here.
Oh, sir.
Visible, not visible.
Visible, sir.
Okay. And around 400 years, there is no. It is silent over the events which had happened in the history. So one new beginning took place in the year at the 1500 BCE. So from 1500 BC to around 600 BC, we will this duration, this phase we will call Vedic civilization. Then at 600 BCE, there was new changes taken place. One is the new states are formed, or the formation of states. States means countries, and new philosophical schools or new religions. It means Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, this is one small time scale over for our knowledge. So in this chapter, we will going to talk about the Vedic civilization. Generally, we will divide the Vedic civilization into two parts. the early Vedic period.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, writing something, sir?
Yeah, I'm writing. It's not visible.
Yes, sir. It is not visible, sir.
Wait a minute. Let me share once again then. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
So whatever I have written, it is showing now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. This is what. So once again, I'll explain once again. This is the timeline already we have seen. Okay, this timeline from the reference point I have taken, one part we have completed. That is Indus Valley Civilization. So which is all about 2600 BCE to around 900 BCE, because 900 BCE the IBC got a declination. Then around 400 year there was no events in the history was not recorded. And around 1500 BCE to 600 BCE, the new civilization emerged in the northwestern part of the India. That means around the Indus and the Ganga region, and that civilization called Vedic civilization. So generally, we will divide the Vedic civilization into two: so early Vedic civilization and later Vedic. So early Vedic is the time scale is in between the 1500 to 1000 BCE, and from 1000 BCE to 600, or some books it is 500 BCE. And already, as I mentioned, at 600 BC, there was a two major change. Okay, a new states are being formed and a new religions are being formed. So those two religions, major religions or major philosophical schools are Buddhism and Jainism. So these all things will be discussed in the today's topic. Okay, so once again, so here one new word is introduced, that is Vedic. Vedic or Veda. Okay, so the Vedic word came from Vid. It's a Sanskrit word, so it comes from Vid. So Vid means knowledge or to know. Okay, to know about the knowledge. Then these Vedic people or these Vedic people, they gave or contributed to Vedas, and the Vedas are 4 Vedas already, you know very well. Okay, and that Veda, you know, Rig Veda, Yajur, Sama, Yajur, and Atharvana Veda. Okay, and another major questions. So, who gave these Vedas? Who? These Vedas. The answer to the questions is given by the Aryans. So immediately another question will come: who are they? Who are these Aryans? Who are they? Are they indigenous people? Where they were existed? Or were they existence during the Harappan civilization? Okay, so what? So this questions answer is given to these questions by 2 different theories. Okay, so one is the Aryan invasion theory. Another one is Aryan migration theory. Okay, the migration theory is given by the one of the European scholar, the Max Muller. You might have heard this name, Max Muller. Max Muller. Okay, then Aryan invasion theory, again, it has more theory in Indo-European theory and Indo-Arctic theory, Central Asia theory. So many theories are there. So all will study about these all theories in the offline classes. Who are they and why they are being called as Aryans? So how the Aryans word comes from? So Aryans word comes from AR as a Sanskrit word. Okay, which means they are the noble one. Okay, if simply say, so who are these Aryans, means they are the one semi-Nordic people. Okay, based on the semi-Nordic people, the game and they are semi-Nordic people, or they came from the their actual origin is the Indo-Iranian people. This is one of the invasion theory says. Indo-Iranian people, and this is what they all. Then we will discuss about the this entire group. We will discuss in the offline class. Okay, and some more point. And these people, they gave the Vedas and Upanishad and all. That is why the chapter begins with one Sanskrit quote. As usual, they used to start now. So Sanskrit quote, it is start from like this. Let us move to the chapter. This is one of the Sanskrit quote. It fully talks about the value of the knowledge or education. You must know. Okay, and the exact Sanskrit version is here. This one. So those who know the Sanskrit, you can read na chorharyam, na cha rajaharyam, na actually the king cannot be taken away. Okay, and the thief cannot be stolen away, and brothers cannot be divided it. Okay, and it is not that much difficult to carry. Not carry, and Vikrude Varda Eva Nityam. Vikrude Varda Eva Nityam, which means it will completely grow, continuously grow whenever you are using more. That means if you are learning more, your knowledge will be keep on increase. And vidya dhanam, dhanam means wealth, vidya means knowledge. So the wealth of knowledge is sarva dhana pradhanam. Okay, sarva means supreme, and dhanam means again it is a sarva means supreme, dhana means again wealth, and pradhana means among all. So in symbol, the knowledge is the supreme wealth among all. Okay, so it is it is more important for us also. So in simply I'm saying, as the Vedas and Upanishads focusing more on the consciousness, you have to spend more time for the increasing your knowledge. What we are studying, the purpose of studying, you know very well. To individually, you will be having many as aim will be there. So adukkaga use everything, you use every time, everything, whatever you are learning, speaking, or moving here and around, always it is aligned to your preparation. So in the preparation, the wealth of the knowledge is your preparation. Okay, so if your wealth of your preparation is supreme, and if you are doing everything very properly, then it all the statement whatever I said will not will become true. Seriya? And no need to discuss much more. Concept you understand very well. Adu podum. Okay, we will move into the chapter now. A kind of motivation thing has been given. So here directly come what are the Vedas. This was the Veda. The word come from the Sanskrit word vid. Vid means knowledge. இப்பவே எழுத கொஞ்சம் நோட் பண்ணிக்கோ, கொஞ்சம் ஃபாஸ்டா நோட் பண்ணிட்டே வாங்க. And then there are 4 Vedas are there. Anyway, in the class we will talk about each Veda. Rig Veda, how many hymns are there? Rig Veda talks about what, and what is Samaveda, and what is Atharva Veda. Okay, these are all we will study in depth in the class. And each Vedas contains thousands of hymns, and these hymns are prayers in the form of poems and songs. Okay, that is why the Vedas are the recited one. Another one term we will use in the class, that is Shruti. Okay, and these hymns were composed in the Sapta Sindhava, which means the land of 7 river. Yesterday we discussed this one. So when exactly Rig Veda, the most ancient of the 4, was composed, and this arranged from this one 550 to 2 millennium BC. Okay, then the Vedic hymns are composed by rishis, male seas or sages, and rishikas, female seas, rishis also. So that is why if you take the Rig Veda, there are 10 mandals will be there. Every mandal will be dedicated to some of the rishis, or every mandal, the rishi family will be included. Talking about the some rishis families. Okay, that we will discuss. And the poetical forms are reciting poem on some of the deities, god or goddess, such as Indra, Agni, Varuna, Mitra, Saraswati, Ushas, and many here. Then the early rishis and rishikas saw those god and goddess are one, not separate being. Other than this statement will talk about Evam Sat Vidva Bahuttat Vadanti. That means the existence, that is supreme reality, is one. But sages give it many names. Okay, this is what being followed nowadays also. And this world view, some values were especially important. The beginning with the truth, which was often another name for God. The last mantras, the verses of Rig Veda also call for unity among the people. Okay, and these are the common statement. The purpose or what message it gives to the human being, that is the God is one, and another one, it seeks unity among the people. Okay, this is what talks about here. Come together, speak together. common be your mind. May your thought agree. United be your purpose. United your heart. May your thoughts be united. So all may agree. This is a one of the verse, translated verse taken from the Rig Veda, and which is talks about the unity among the people and the society. Here in the Vedic society, they have given in the one single point of view, but we will study in the class the Vedic society during the early Vedic period and the later Vedic period. But here they have mentioned in the separate one, the common term they have mentioned about the society they have mentioned. So early Vedic society, it talks here. It talks about the early Vedic society. Originally different janas or clans. Okay, and the jana or clans, how it come means the we can do like this. For example, first it talks from the village. Okay, in the beginning it would be the village, and a group of village become wish. Okay, and then the wish to jana. Then group of jana become janpada, and janpada become mahajanpada, and janpada was formed by chieftain. Chieftain means the Kurunila Mannagan Solola and the Mari. So the chieftain, and many chieftain they formed a Mahajanpada. And at the time of 600 BCE, around 16 Mahajanpadas were there. Okay, this we will study when we are in the 600 BCE. So this is what the formation of the group, the formation of the from village is a small unit to the macro unit. And in every unit there was a leader. If you take the leader of the village, they called Gramini. And leader of the Vishapati. And Jana is a Raja or Rajan. This is what here. So according to Rig Veda, around 30 Jana were there. Here she mentions. According to Rig Veda alone, around 30 such Janas were there. And each Janas are formed with different clans. Clans are clans like Kotram Solonla, Kulam Kotram. So some of the clans, Bharadas or Bharada, Tamil Solana Bharada, then Purush, then Kurush, Yadus, Turvahash, Idalam. So each clan associated with a particular region, over region, especially the northwest part of the subcontinent. Okay, and the Mahajanpada is then become emperor like that. It will be going on. So okay, and so not much known how these Janas governed their society, but the Vedas only give us few clues through the word Raja, the king or ruler, and they had a Sabha and a Samiti. என்ன சொல்லுதுன்னா, when during the Vedic period, with the proper evidence we do not have. Similar thing had happened in the Indus Valley civilization also. Indus Valley civilization also, there is no evidence or kingship. Kingdom evidence was not there, but there was a governing system. Okay, and better administration system was there, and centralized system. And in this case, in the Vedic society, the Vedic civilization also, there is no proper clue about the who headed the Janas or 30 Janas, or each Janas were headed by who means. The evidence they took from the Rig Veda. So Rig Veda talks about the Raja, the king or ruler. Okay. And here they have mentioned Sabha and Samiti. And we will study the purpose of Sabha and Samiti in the early Vedic age and later Vedic age. Separately, we will study, and separately we will take points about these two. So they are nothing but Sabha is the group of elders, council of elders, or both are councils and assembly, or assembly we can say. And Sabha means mainly include the group of elders. Samiti, the common people will be there, the representation of the common people. Representative of common people. Okay, these are the what is Sabha and Samiti. And many professions were mentioned in the Vedic text, such as agriculturists, weavers, porters, builders, carpenters, and the healers. Healers means here they are mentioned the traditional practice to heal the disease, and dancer, barber, and priest, etc. And then what are the Vedic school of thoughts? Okay, the many during the Vedic period, the main purpose of Vedic culture is to develop some rituals. Rituals means yajana or yagya. யாகம்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல. Okay, yagya. And the யாகத்தோட main purpose என்ன அப்படின்னா, it directed towards to the some deities, god or goddess. For what purpose? For the individual benefit or the collective benefit, and there for the well-being. Okay, and daily rituals also given to the goddess, the Agni goddess, the god of fire. Okay, and at the same time, these prayers and the yagas are yagyas are more complex, and could not be understood by the common people because of the language. Because of these two, because of this one main reason, the new religions were emerged at the time of 600 BC. Okay, this is one of the reasons. A complex ritual practice and expensive ritual practice. This is also one of the reason. And a group of text, another one contribution given by the Vedic civilization is Upanishad. So Upanishad also we will study more Upanishad in the offline class. But here Upanishad talks about some of the two main things it is highlighted. One is the Upanishad talks about the rebirth. Upanishad talks about rebirth, and it talks about karma. Where it is karma. Karma means whatever you do, that will be reflected in future. So according to one school of thought, another one philosophy thought was there during those periods, Vedanta. So Vedanta means it has two meaning. Veda is the beginning and the end. Anta means end. Ved and end. This is Vedanta. Okay, so it's the compilation of Vedas and the Upanishads. The beginning it was the Vedas, 4 Vedas. At the end it's the Upanishads. The both combined together is called a Vedanta. Okay, that talks about human life, nature, and the universe. And one more main concept was given by the this Vedanta, that is the Brahman. Okay, Brahman means it's another god of creation. Brahma, it is not a Brahma, it's a Brahman. Okay, then another one is the Atma, the Brahman and Atma. There are one story is there in this book about the Brahma and Atma that we will see now. And the one verse they have given, Aham Brahmashmi, that is I am Brahman, that is say I am the divine. Tattvam asad, that means you are that. Okay, niye aduvava, idhukku meaning adha. What if you should feel I am the Brahman, means then you will become the most powerful one, Brahman. One story is there. And already I said the Upanishad also introduced another one concept, Atman or self. Okay, and it follows everything is a meaning they have given, which means one more Sanskrit word they have given, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. That is, may all creatures be happy. This is what it is called for. That means let everyone free from disease and sorrows. It's one of the main aim of the Upanishad. Okay, and then so very short detail they have given in this chapter, because as it is a 6th standard. Otherwise, in the Vedic we have to study many things. We will study about early Vedic period, how the society, how the economic life, political life, and the later Vedic period, how the social life, everything we have to study separately. But the general concept they have given in this 6th standard book. What are Veda? What is Upanishad? What its purpose? That one it has been covered, and based on that, some stories there. இதெல்லாம் நீங்க படிச்சிருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். It is not exam point of it is not important, but ஒரு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்காக வேணா you can read this story. And this one, and Nachiketa story. This story talks about the Brahman concept. ஏன்னா ரிஷி வந்து ரிஷி உத்தாலக்கா அருணி, அவர் பையன் வந்து சொத்த கேது ஒரு குருகுலத்துக்கு அனுப்பாரு. He sending his son to another gurukula to learn about Vedas. After learned Veda about 12 years later, he wanted to test his knowledge. So he asked him the questions on the nature of the Brahman, and he could not able to answer. Okay, and Uttalaka, that means his father, the Rishi, he explained how Brahman, though invisible, at the same time it is everywhere. அதை எதை எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவார்னா a seed of banyan fruit. ஓகே, அதை உடைச்சு பார்த்தா இட் இஸ் எம்டியா தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, ஆனா அதுக்குள்ளதான் இதை contains the future banyan trees there. Okay, so are just all kinds of different pots. Another one example he gives, நிறைய மண் பாண்டங்களை எடுத்துக்கோ, but all mud ponds are made from the same clay. Okay, similarly everything around us has emerged from the same essence, that's the Brahman. So he concluded his teaching with the word, everything consists of this subtle extension, that essence, that you are that. Okay, this is what இதுதான் உங்களுக்கும் பொருந்தும். Okay, if you want to become the topper, and so you had all the ability to become the topper. அதை எப்படி வெளியே கொண்டு வர்றதுங்கிறது இந்த பிகினிங். எது ஒரு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன் கோட் பார்த்தோம்ல. ஓகே, ஸோ அதை ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ. Another one story, this also the Nachiketa story. இது ஒரு கதா உபனிஷத்துல இருந்து எடுத்தது. இதுல என்னன்னா, இதுல father and son related story. இது என்ன அப்படின்னா, ஃபாதர் வந்து ஒரு யாகம் நடத்துவார். எதுக்குன்னா, சொர்க்கத்தை அடைகிறதுக்கு ஒரு யாகம் நடத்துவார். ஓகே, நச்சிகேதா அவருடைய ஃபாதர். அந்த யாகம் நடத்தும் போது அவர் என்ன பண்ணுவார்னா, எதெல்லாம் வயசான மாடுகளோ பால் தராத மாடுகளோ, the cow which could not able to give milk and deceased cow, அதை வந்து தானமா கொடுப்பார். பட் இதை பார்த்த நச்சிகேத் அவருடைய சன் வந்து, this is wrong, because if you are giving offering to the god or the rishis, you have to give best among them, but father gave the worst among them. Okay, so நச்சிகேத் அவர் என்ன அப்ப he will proceed, அவர் என்ன பண்ணா, இருக்கிறதுலயே பெஸ்ட் ஒன் வந்து அவருடைய மகன் நான் தான். அதனால he will அவர் என்ன பண்ணுவார் அப்படின்னா, நான் பையன் என்ன கேட்பானா, என்ன யாருக்கு தாரம் கொடுக்க போறான்னு திருப்பி கேட்பான், இரிட்டேட் பண்ற மாதிரி. Okay, this is what, once a man was giving away all his possession in the ritual, as his son Nachiketa kept asking him which god he would be offered. என்ன யாருக்கு ஆஃபர் பண்ணுவேன், because I am the one, the best product or thing to you, and he become the angry. அப்ப உடனே நான் யமனுக்கு தான் I will give you தானம் to யமன். So அப்ப ஃபாதருடைய வாக்கு மாறக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக then he will reach to யமன். ஓகே, this is a கதை. அதுக்காக எப்படி யமன்ட்ட போனாலும் கேட்காதேன்ட்ட. So then he went to the Yama world. அந்த கதையில என்ன வரும் அப்படின்னா யமன் was not there in his world. ஓகே, அதுக்கும் அந்த உபநிஷத்து என்ன சொல்லும் அப்படின்னா he did not come to the did not come to meet the Yaman naturally. Okay, but unnatural means without the influence of Yaman he reached there. அதனால he left his place and but still he was waiting at the door of the Yama's world for more than around 3 days. So it was the knowledge reached to the Yama, and the Yama will come to the Nachiket and he will ask what's your doubt, and so he will ask many more doubts. அதுல one of the doubt என்ன கேட்பான் அப்படின்னா, here it is mentioned his question was, what happens after death of the body? And Yama tried to avoid the answer, but he will keep on asking. அப்பதான் Yaman will give the answer with the Atman. இதுதான். So Brahman and Atman, இத வச்சு to story Upanishad give the explanation to these two concepts. The third story is about the Gargi and Yaknavalakya. Yaknavalakya is one of the Rishi and Gargi. Okay, இதுவும் similar story தான். இது என்னன்னா ஒரு one of the king, ஜனாகாங்கிற கிங், அவருடைய அரசவையில யார் பெஸ்ட் டிபேட் அவங்களுக்கு பிரைஸ் கொடுக்கறத அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணிருப்பார். So in his court there was a great rishi called Yajnavalkya. So many other rishis will come to debate with him, but nobody could not defeat him. So finally he will ask, anyone is there to debate with me? Your one girl will reach to the king's court. That is called Gargi. And she will ask a question. And the question eppadi pona, first she will ask who created the world, and the rishi will say it's a god. And then again she will ask who created the god. Okay, then she will say no one created the god. God himself existed. Okay. And then Gargi will ask, if God himself appeared, then world should also be appeared in themselves itself. So on what basis you said the world was created by God, and what basis or what evidence you said the God was not created by anyone? Then again so these questions, after receiving these questions from the Gargi, so he becomes silent, and finally he explain the word with the concept of Brahman. Okay, this is what these stories are giving explanation to the concept of Brahman and Atman. Idu or kadai. Okay, so next part of this chapter talks about two religion, the Buddhism and Jainism. They did not discuss much more, but simple concept only has been given in this chapter. Buddhism. So எதனால the religion appeared? Why these Buddhism and Jainism religions emerged or accepted by many people during the Vedic civilization means, and okay, so these Buddhism and Jainism rejected the authority of Veda and its practice and its complex in yagyas and all, and the caste system. Okay, one is the complexity of Vedic ritual practice, and the caste system was there, the caste system, and a complex language, could not be understood by the common people, then expensive rituals. Okay, so because of these reason, the Buddhism and Jainism were attracted by the common people. Okay, and in this book, it was talks about the Gautama Buddha, and very small introduction they are given. He was a prince, and he left the home at the age of 29-year old, and he left the palace, and he saw 4 different things. உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். First he will saw a old man, and then he saw a sick man, then he saw a dead body, finally he saw one ascetic person, that means a turavi. அதாவது இவர் பிறக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாலே ஒரு ரிஷி என்ன சொல்லியிருப்பாருன்னா, இவங்க அப்பாட்ட, அவர் மன்னர் தானே, சோ என்ன சொல்லியிருப்பாருன்னா, திஸ் child will be the most powerful one, either he will rule or he will be the worshipped by many அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருப்பார். அதனால இவரை வந்து வெளியே விடாம he made all the arrangement inside the palace. அப்ப கல்யாணம் எல்லாமே பண்ணி வச்சிருவாங்க, குழந்தைகள்லாம் பிறந்துரும். So by default or mistake என்னமோ he left the palace as a சும்மா ஒரு சுத்தி பார்க்கறதுக்காக சேரியட்டரை கூட்டிட்டு சேரியட்ல he will go for a round in his territory. So அப்ப first he will ask a old man, அப்ப he will ask to the charioteer why this person is old. அப்ப சேரியட்டர் என்ன சொல்வானோ, அந்த தேர் ஓட்டி he become aged person, அதனால வயசானனால he become old அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது he will ask to the charioteer, அப்ப எனக்கும் வயசாகுமானா he will also get old, and ஏஜ் ஆனா நீங்களும் ஓல்டா தான் மாறுவீங்க அப்படின்னு. தென் அப்படி போயிட்டு இருக்கும்போது ஒரு நோயாளி பார்ப்பாரு. அப்ப நோயாளி பார்த்தோன்னா வயசாயிருந்து நோயாளிமா வயசானனால இம்யூனிட்டி பவர்லாம் குறைஞ்சு he become the sick man. Again he will ask, should I become sick? You will also become sick. Then he keep on passing the areas, one dead body will cross them, and again he asked why these people carrying this person on his shoulder, then he died and he is dead and he is no more. அப்ப என்ன அப்படின்னா, அப்ப இறந்துட்டாங்க, அப்ப நானும் இறப்பேனா, he will also die one day. அப்புறம் போயிட்டு இருக்கும்போது one more person he will notice, he will observe from that person, he was very happy, old and without any sick, and happily he is moving, crossing them. அப்ப இவரும் ஓல்டு தான், ஆனா எந்த நோயும் இல்லை, ஆனா ரொம்ப ஹாப்பியா இருக்குன்னு அவர் ஒரு துறவி. ஸோ அவங்களுக்கு வந்து சாவே கிடையாது, இறந்தாலும் அவங்க வாழ்வாங்க அந்த மாதிரி சொன்ன உடனே he left the charioteer and he will move to the forest, and he will meet some of the monks in the forest and start meditating. Okay, and அப்படிதான் இந்த கதை போகும். Okay, and then he will after got the enlightenment, he will preach to the people about the 4 noble truth. This we will study. Okay, that the world is full of sorrows, one of the main truth. Okay, each sorrow is having some cause. Okay, if you want to end the sorrow, then you have to end the cause, and to end the cause you have to follow my 8-fold path. இந்த மாதிரி doctrine will go. Okay, that we will study in the class. And some of the main concept he gave, one is he talks about ahimsa. Ahimsa means in general meaning non-violence, but here he mentioned, but in general meaning the non-hurting and non-injuring. And another one, he focused mainly on the inner discipline. And he founded some sangha. Sangha means a group of monks and nuns. In the beginning, only monks were there. The later nuns also included in the Buddhism. So this one part. So another part in this book talks about Jainism. Okay, Jainism existed before Buddhism. Around we in the class we will talk about three Tangars. Okay, so first three Tangar Adinath, then Rishabhadev. Okay, and then the Vardhaman Mahavira. Or it was Mahavira. Mahavira means a great hero. He was the 24th three Tangas. Okay, and he born in Vaishali. அண்ட் அவர் 29 வயசுல பேலஸ் விட்டு வெளியே போவாரு. இவர் ஒரு 30 வயசுல பேலஸ் விட்டு வெளியே போவாரு. when he was in 30 year old he left the palace. And he obtained the infinite knowledge, that means supreme wisdom. And the meaning of Jainism, அதாவது எங்க இருந்து வந்து ஜெயின் ஆர் ஜெயினா எங்க இருந்து வந்து இந்த எதுல இருந்து வந்து அப்படின்னா the comes from Jina. Jina means conquer. தன்னைத்தானே வெற்றி கொள்றது. Okay, and his teaching also includes ahimsa, then anakkentvada. ஒரு சான்ஸ்கிரிட் வேர்ட் தான். அதாவது ஏக்னா ஒன்னு, அந்த்னா எண்ட், வாதா மீன்ஸ் டிஸ்கஷன், அனேகந்தவாதா மீன்ஸ் discussion in the multi direction and multi factors. Okay, அதான் அனேகந்தவாதா. It talks about அனேக, அதாவது ஒரே இதுல போகாம டிஃபரண்ட் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ்ல கன்க்ளூட் பண்றது. Then another one concept in his teaching was aparigraha. Aparigraha, which means non-attachment. Some another schools also they have given in this book, that is Charvaka school. And it is not a popular during that period. In the school என்ன சொல்லலாம் அப்படின்னா, material world is the only thing exists, therefore there is no life after death ன்னு சொல்லும். That is why this school did not get popular. Okay, இப்போ நான் என்னென்னலாம் எழுதணும், this will be there in the school book. Come, we can read in fast. Okay, and he was born in the 560 BC. This is talks about Mahavir. Then Siddharth Gautama, he was a protected life in the palace. One day he left from the palace at the age of 29, and he saw an old man, sick man, dead body, and an ascetic. Ascetic means someone who engaged in the religious discipline. That means Turavi. Okay, and then traveling on foot, he went to and met many scholars and other ascetics. After meditating many days under the peepal tree at Buddhgaya, he attained enlightenment. Okay, and he realized avidya. Avidya means ignorance and attachments. He realized he realized that this ignorance and attachment become the main cause of suffering. Okay, and after got enlightenment, he called as Buddha, and he started his preaching about the ahimsa And this is what I said. Non-violence, against means non-violence, which means in generally our original meaning is non-hurting or non-injuring. And he also focused on the sincere inner discipline. This is also needed for the aspirants. And this is what he says: not by water is one made pure, though many people may bath here, but one is pure in whom truth and dharma reside. யார் பியூர், யார் உண்மையா இருக்கிறாங்களோ, யார் தர்மாவை ஃபாலோ பண்ணிக்கிறாங்களோ, they are the pure. Another one, this is more and more important: conquering oneself is greater than conquering 1,000 men on the battlefield 1,000 times. இதெல்லாம் தனியா வேணா ஒரு கோட் மாதிரி எழுதி வச்சுக்கோ. ஓகே, நம்மள தானே வந்து வெற்றி கொள்றத போராடுறத விட கிரேட்டர் தேன் 1000 பேர்கிட்ட 1000 தடவை போட்டியிடுறதுக்கு மேல். அதுதான் சொல்லுது, கான்குவரிங் ஒன் செல்ஃப் இஸ் கிரேட்டர் தேன் கான்குவரிங் 1,000 men on the 1,000 time in the battlefield. So இப்போ புரிஞ்சுக்கோ. So why we have to conquering ourselves every time to bring back to the effective mode. அது ப்ரிப்பரேஷனுக்கோ இல்லை எதுக்குனாலுமே. So this is what Jainism also talks about, conquering oneself. Jaina or Jina. And Buddha founded a Sangha. நம்ம சொன்னோம், the Sangha consists of bhikshus and bhikshunis. That means monks and nuns. Then Jainism, another important school, Siddhartha Gautama and our father, the Prince Vardhamana, was born into a royal family in the early 16th birthplace near the city of Vaishala. I said that at the age of 30 he left the home, and around 12 years he did meditation, and finally he attained the infinite knowledge, and he became the Mahavira. Mahavira means great hero. And the word Jain or Jaina enga irundhu varudana, Jina means conqueror. And Jain teachings included, already I wrote, Ahimsa, Anekantavada and Aprigraha. Rendukume meaning they are given. Anekantavada means not just one aspect. Okay, in many aspects we have to think. That is, the truth has many aspects and cannot be fully described by a single statement. That's Anekantavada. Ek na one, Anek means a multi. Then Aprigraha means non-possession and detachment from the material possessions and limiting oneself to what is truly necessary in life. This is what Mahatma also mentioned in his teaching. And okay, these are all. Then Jataka stories are there. It talks about the Gautama Buddha stories. Okay, இதுவும் நீங்க படிச்சீங்க. இது வந்து ஒரு அவர் பிறக்க முன்னோட்டி உள்ள புத்தாவை பத்தின ஒரு ஸ்டோரி, ஒரு மங்கி கிங். அது ஈஸியாக தான் இருக்கும், read it. There was one more story there related Jain story. Okay, that is a story about Rohiniya. He was a thief, and the thief வந்து அதாவது extraordinary skilled thief. அவர் வந்து புத்தர் ஜெயின் மகாவீரோட preach கேட்டு he will confessed and he returned all the stolen treasure and seeking forgiveness and became the monk of Jain. Other than this story, then at last it talks about the some tribals. So tribals means who are they? They are the rich oral tradition. It's a definition they are given. What actually tribals? Who are they? Okay, and some anthropologists consider a tribe to be a group of families or clans sharing a tradition of common descent, a culture and a language, living as a close-knit community under a chief and holding no private party. This is the definition, a complete definition for the tribe. This is what the ancient India, we were talking about the Jana and clan. This is similar to that one. And India, around, as per the 2011 census data, around 705 tribes are there. So some of the tribe they have mentioned here. Wait, in the Nilagiri, Toda tribal in the Nilagiri, Tamil Nadu. Anyway, the entire tribal community we will study in the class. and tribal used to worship the nature. Here one, several tribes in Arunachal Pradesh worship Donia Pola. It is a combined form of sun and the moon. And another one, Kantopa, in the part of central India, the tribal used to worship, and Munda tribes and Santal tribes worshipping Singbonga, a supreme deity who created this whole world. Okay, இப்போதைக்கு இந்த 3-4 ட்ரைபை தனியா எழுதி வச்சுக்கோங்க. That's all I think. So in the today's class, we have discussed general topics related to Buddhism, Jainism, but we have to discuss much more about the Buddhism and Jainism in the class. So today it is sufficient. Either doubt